Hi everyone, you're welcome back to my news channel. Today we are bringing you a trading news on what is happening within the news media, and we are making a review, and this review will give us a detailed program of what we want to bring to you. Indeed, the trading news and what the society have been celebrating about and what has happened in the past is what we want to bring to the public as well. We thank you and hope you will listen to us and see and hear from us what we have in stock for you. This is indeed one of the trading news, and this news will also come directly to the public, and the public will see what has transpired in the past. But before then, we will introduce to you in today's news review. Main news will review the prophecy of one of the high-level leaders of Nigeria in the name of General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, the former military head of state. Indeed, the former head of state had been known to all Nigerians and has been a public figure and has taken stands in most of the political decisions and all other decisions going around the country, whether he is in the leadership or not. But however, we will give you what is on the offing. So the former military president, General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, normally known as IBB, have ruled this country. He has ruled this country and must have had enough experience politically, socially, administratively, and indeed the security of the nation. But we are going to focus on what he prophesied or suggested that has turned to be opposite of what he believed. And the question is, what should that be? But before we enter into the analysis itself, we have to look at the circumstance and the situation before we begin. Ibrahim Babangida is known by all, and his interviews have been widely read. Let us see what this day of Thursday, June 9th. This is June 6th. Exactly, or June 6th, 2021. Almost 1 year after this interview was held. So we are going to look at it and get a glimpse of what this interview is all about. IBB speaks to Arise on State of the Nation. It is known to everyone, unless the person is a youth that is born before the leadership of IBB and has not had opportunity of knowing much about him. He was the former president, military president, and in his speech, which is what brought us to this level, this is why we are bringing this analysis. If you look at here, it says, former military president, General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida might have ruled out a former vice president, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, and a former governor of Lagos State, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, from 2023 presidential run, because they would be in their 70s by next election. They would be in their 70s by the next election. Then he continued, although IBB, as Babangida is fondly called, did not in any way mention their names as ineligible for the nation's #1 seat. He, however, suggested that individuals in their 60s should be the focus of Nigerians as the potential presidential candidates come 2023. He continued, in his bid. He says, by next general election, Atiku will be 75 this year, will be 77, while Tinubu, who marked an official 68th birthday in March, would have turned 70 years. This is where we are interested in this very particular area. This circle we are interested. IBB was passionate, believing that by 2023, Atiku, who is currently, as at the time of this interview, June 6th, 2021, is 75. This year would be the time of the election, would be 77. And the Tinubu, who marked an official 68th birthday in March, would have turned 70. This is where the analysis we have today begins. So, in his analysis, I think he showed that passionate decision. He suggested or prophesied, and this prophecy is what we are going to look in various ways and find out why he made the comment and what he has in mind for Nigerians. In his own decision, he believed a youth is necessary for this leadership. A youth, not necessarily a youth, a young man at the age of, within the age of 60. Within the age of 60. He, in this very analysis, he hinted, Babangida, who himself, we will continue in the Babangida, who himself will be 80 on August 17th this year, was confident that the nation is endowed with human and natural resources. He hinted at a few individuals whom he said were in their 60s. We will find out in an interview he granted live on this very basis. He is indeed projecting that Nigeria should produce somebody who is at the age between 62 to between the age of 62 upwards, not 70s. And we will explore the situation in every relative way to find out what he has in mind, why he decided so, and who are qualified. His decision was opposite. Last month, Alhaji Abubakar Atiku was elected by the PDP as their flag bearer for 2023. Just yesterday, Bola Tinubu was elected also as APC flag bearer. These two people he indeed was not, is fact allowed in his own thinking, would not have gone in for these very positions. But unfortunately, these are the people now that were elected. They were elected to this position by their various parties. Then, what will be the take of the president, or former president, military president of Nigeria, who believed that Nigeria should produce somebody younger and not somebody older? He indicated he needed and would support a Nigerian who is in his 60s and not those who will turn out to be 70 and 77 in 2023. That is the issue. Then, does this sound as a warning or a support or advice to old men in politics who he considered not as much viable to Nigerian political scene any longer, but preferred fresh young man as a president of Nigeria? If that is his take, the question is, would he then support, or through his support to, at the moment, the only person who is standing between Atiku and Tinubu is Peter Obi. Peter Obi is now standing in between the 70 and the 77. And Peter Obi will turn out to be 62 at the time of the election, of which his prophecy tagged. He probably, in his interview, he never knew the man, but he prophesied that let the person be at that very age, 82 years. And now it is Peter Obi who falls into this projection. Now, what will happen? What will IBB do? That is another question. There is no doubt Nigeria is in a hostage by the military. In fact, those who fought the civil war. Nigeria is in hostage because they are the people taking the decision. They are the people taking the decision. They dictate who rules Nigeria. With these veteran military warlords of 1966 to 1970 declare support for Peter Obi. When you relate this to Obasanjo's interview also, you find out where he was projecting somebody who is at the age of 60. Is it a coincidence, or the military cabals would throw their support to who is 62 years by the time this election will be held? Will they jettison the old politicians? When you look at, on the other hand, Bola Ahmed Tinubu fought against him using Nadeko. Is it the time he wants to come out again with his military might and support? Or Atiku, who was then, during the time when the 52 suitcase incident took place, during the time of President Buhari, that was in 1983. So what is going to happen? Is Nigeria in a very political tight grip? As time goes on, we will find out what the veterans want to do. The veterans work with the cabals, and they know always what they want. They always know what they want, and we will in any way see what they want. Let us see what this man has to say in leadership.
Name up before. Why not? I have started visualizing a good Nigerian leader.
Who is that?
A person who travels in this country and has a friend virtually everywhere he travels. He knows at least one person that he can communicate with. A person who is very vast in economic because of the development, and then a good politician who should be able to talk to the Nigerians and so on. I have seen 1 or 2 or 3 already.
Young, middle-aged, elderly?
60s.
In their 60s?
Yeah.
You think that person should emerge in 2023?
I believe so, if we could get him.
I think so, if we get him. So then it's in search. Nigerians are in search. But look at the situation. Look at the situation. These are the 2 men who are in their 70s, or who will be in their 70s. There is a search for he who is in the 60s. Who might that be? How will he come about? How will he come about? Who knows him? That is the question. How will he be identified? But time has proved who the 60s or the 1 or 2 will be. At least in the moment, Nigeria has identified one. We are not here to promote, we are here to analyze what the prophecy of the former military president. Perhaps he has become a prophet in his own way. And we are seeing that, on the other hand, his prophecy is standing as a test. Not that he hated Atiku as a person, but he is emphasizing that let the old people give chance to the younger ones to rule. In every election, the old want to dominate. This is the first time the military is not coming out openly. They might be the sponsors of some of the candidates, or the cabals sponsoring the candidates from behind, but they have not come out openly. How many times did the present president contest up to 5 times. He insistently continued to be, he wants to rule because Obasanjo has ruled. They are the war veterans. They are the commandants. So they want to ensure that they rule the country. Like the interview went, they held the country in hostage. In one of these, the interviewer interviewed him. And we will see if we can exploit that area and ask questions. They are the people holding the Nigerian system into hostage. And Nigeria is in their hand. They control Nigeria, and that is why it is difficult. If you don't consult them, it becomes difficult to rule. You can realize that during the time of Obasanjo stepped aside, then the contest became between former President Jonathan and Buhari. We found out that Obasanjo joined and helped Buhari in one way or the other, although he insistently said that he did not want to help him, that he held grudges against him. But all this have been going on and on. The old military war veterans do not want Nigeria to develop at its peak because they control the system with the help of cabals. All these military retired officers, all the former heads of state are part of the cabals. So they determine who rules. They determine everything. But one will see it as a change of mind by the former military president himself, by prophesying that somebody of 62 will rule the country. It is now left for Nigerians to exploit the situation and see if that is going to be a reality. Who knows what the situation may be? According to him, let us see a little other analysis. We have witnessed the elections of both Atiku and Tinubu with other presidential candidates allying and withdrawing their candidatures for the two emerged presidential candidates. Indeed, Nigerians are watching the development with keen interest, knowing when the said cabals said no to election of Chief MKO Abiola and the effects. These are the people who insistently said no to KO Abiola. Because they are in control. In selecting in alternative to Abiola, they selected Obasanjo, as the case may be. They selected Obasanjo to replace any foul means played to appease the southwest of Nigeria. They choose Abiola, and they have reasons for choosing Abiola. We will see what reasons they have in this very video. We will see, we have patience to see why they have chosen Abiola to lead the nation at the point when Nigerians were aggrieved.
Yes. They should do more.
Right, Your Excellency, let's talk about Nigeria.
Do you want to make $1,000 today and then $1,000 a day, every day? You will only need 5 minutes and my team will do the rest for you. Yeah, you heard me right. In less than 24 hours, you'll have $1,000.
Let us skip this.
Nigeria's democracy. I'm not too sure that, much has been said about the role you played in midwifing this Fourth Republic. I recall in 1999, before the elections, before democracy, you were the forefront of getting now former President Olusegun Obasanjo to, take over the helm of affairs. Why was that necessary at the time? And would you say that you're impressed so far with the democratic trajectory that Nigeria finds itself in right now?
If there is, one Nigerian who passionately believes in Nigeria, it is Olusegun Obasanjo. I will give that to him. He believes very strongly in this country. So it's easy for us to conclude that the person who will take over must have those core beliefs, believes in the oneness of Nigeria and believes in its stability for the future development of the country. So that is the one reason why we sold him to Nigerians. Then he has the experience. He has seen it all, took part in the war of keeping the country one, and led the country for political engineering and development.
But some would say that it was an attempt to assuage certain sections.
Okay, let us continue with what is happening. Now, you find out that there is reason. They sold Obasanjo to the public. They are the people who takes a decision of leadership, who rules. They determine who rules the country. So that is why in most cases you see most of the politicians paying homage to them, those who realize that he is the key part of leadership in this country. Most of those politicians, especially those from the southeast that flood to the north, are doing so because they've realized that this is the only way they can move forward politically. But that does not work sometimes. There is a credit given to Asiwaju Tinubu. You look at him, he is victorious. He was the plot. There was coup and coups, plot against him, coup against him. But he insisted because he has been part of them through the last presidency or during the election of President Buhari. He witnessed, because he was a key figure in the party, he witnessed what happened. So he knew how to play his game, and he played his game. Atiku was elected. He didn't start the campaign of his re-election into representing PDP as early as others. But all of them that knew the game were able to succeed. People withdraw for them. That is the Nigerian politics. And despite the fact that they may say the 70s may not go, if they play their games very well, they still can go. But let us see if they will continue allowing the aged men above 70 to be taking charge of the nation. We look at the situations. Now these two people have won. Then what will the cabals do? The cabals are the force behind every president. Now everyone is looking at them. If they will yield to the aged again, or they will go back to see the young. That is the question now. Will they go back to the age? Now the cabals, the military warlords, the agents of leadership of the nation has a job to do. There is no doubt actually that since yesterday they have been busy walking around, making calls, trying to find out the way out, whom to choose. But in the situation for Obi as a person, the best thing for you is also to pay homage, not only to Obasanjo, but to Babangida. He may be in his house as a retired person. His health may not give him opportunity, but they consult him. They are the cabals. They can't do anything without themselves. They can't do anything without, whether he's walking around or not. They are there. Abdul Salami, they are all there. Don't disregard Theophilus Danjuma. They are all there. All of them are the people ruling the nation, not actually those we see physically presenting themselves. They consult them, they do everything, and they meet. If you don't do what they think is necessary, the cabals has a different alternative. If you look at the issues and the things that has happened in the past, you will find out that it's always not easy for them to look back. They are the watchdog of the nation. They are the watchdog of Nigeria. If you think that does not work, you look at what they normally say and do at each time. So
that, figuratively, had it gone to your head and forced you to annul June.
So if you look at them, you look at what they do, then you'll be able to realize that
you yourself are a victim of June 12th.
Yes.
You want me to be honest with you?
Yes.
If it materialized, there would have been a coup d'etat, which could have been violent. That's all I can confirm. It didn't happen. Thanks to the engineering, the Maradonic way we handled you guys in the society. But that could have given room for more instability in the country.
Was it pressure from within the military or outside too? Because it's
both. The military, they can do it because they have the weapon to do it. The other part of the society, agitation.
Are you still the evil genius? Did you call yourself that?
No, I never did.
So you find out that, you see, you look at how the leadership of Nigeria works. If you understand their games, you can be able to lead the nation according to their dictates. People complain that they don't do what they're supposed to, the leaders don't do what they're supposed to do, because they have forces behind them. They have the arms, they control the military, they control those who will protest. So these are the key things leaders of this nation are being confronted with. And how long is another question. How long will these people control the system? How long will they control Nigeria? Nigeria has been, the country has been in standstill because chances are not being given to the young. to the more liberal-minded people, Nigeria has never been ruled by civilians. Good luck was in the hand of cabals. And when they felt that he was not yielding to their dictates, they removed him. It's common sense. That is what is happening in Nigeria. They dictate. They tell you what to do. Nigeria cannot move forward because the cabals themselves have many forces. They are under the control of OIC. They are under the control of Britain and all whatnot. So there are a lot of forces behind Nigeria not moving forward. But the solutions cannot be found in them, but in the youth, in the populace. Because one man is not greater than millions. But because of the way the society is built, no person tries to do otherwise. That is what is taking place in Nigeria. Who goes to fight the battle? It is only the youth. The youth are being brought down. Their progress are being buried for the old to strive, for the old to go down and down and down. Nigeria is being betrayed because those who own Nigeria, because there are people who believe that Nigeria belongs to them. And that has been a problem. That has brought the country down. But should these old war veterans decide to make Nigeria to be good, they will support those who are supposed to make the country better. Nigeria began with Malaysia, but today, see where they are. Even Ghana, they bulldozed their citizens from Nigeria in the 80s and the 90s. They are better off. Throughout the regime, we are fighting grazing route from Sokoto to Calabar, grazing route from Maiduguri to Ekiti State to Ogun State, grazing route to Bayelsa State. That has started development. The regime of the present government never given any food for thought in terms of infrastructural development. They may build railway stations from Port Harcourt to Maiduguri, from Port Harcourt to Kano, from west to north. That has been what, even go back to see the project of Egerton Water, the first governor of Niger Coast Protectorate. The man who amalgamated Lagos Colony and the Southern Colony. In their project, they neglected the East. It is the project of the Britain of 19th and 20th century that the present leadership is using against the southern part of southeastern state. So it has not changed. History tells us what, for those who go back to read the history of the nation, we find out that even the Federal Capital Territory that was transferred to Abuja, who made it? It was made in the 20th century. Not Obasanjo, not Murtala Muhammad. It was done and created by the regime of Lugard and the colonial administrators who recommended it. But because the Northerners, the elites in the North, are reading history, while those in the South are busy chasing money. In fact, I will stop here. I don't want to go further. We will do the rest as time goes on. I thank you very much for listening to this very news analysis. We will say that the prophecy of the former president did come true. He's a prophet, but we will see what that prophecy will result as time goes on. We thank you very much. We ask you indeed to watch out for more development on the other reviews we will bring out in time to come. We ask you to subscribe to this channel. Our listeners, please subscribe to this channel. You will learn more from it. Give us a thumb, share the news, hit the notification bell, and we will come back to you. All your comments, you put it down, and we will continue giving you more updates. There are a lot of reviews. See, what is another problem is lack of knowledge, is putting our people into the hands of death. Even this issue of his men, ISWAP, ISIS, Fulani bandits, all these things are because most of the Nigerians are busy chasing money, dancing in the clubs, doing one thing or the other. Unlike the Western world, where the children from the age of 7, 9 start learning the history of the country where they are. They say they are nationalists, they are dedicated because they teach them the history. They know their rights, they know what to do, they know what to say. Anytime, confront any young child of about 7 in Western world, they will tell you, you will feel ashamed of what they will tell you. But those who supposed to learn, who supposed to know, are busy dancing, busy clubbing, busy doing films, plays that project black race as idols, idol worshippers. That is the problem. Thank you very much. God bless you all for listening to us. Bye. Bye. Thank you. And see you next.